I didn't want to be blind and broke. I quit my dream job because I am unblinded and I see the truth.
Sean is a master. It's about making sure that we learn.
I've never seen something quite this impressive.
You're changing lives and having such an enormous impact.
You got what I have, right? That gene of we're gonna win despite.
That he is one wickedly smart and wonderfully good man.
To be able to produce the kind of results that are possible that I hear about with this program.
Thank you for the magic of this weekend. Thank you for helping us reimagine all negative connections.
He is the greatest trial attorney and strategist in the country.
Tony Robbins said, there's no one who leads with more heart and more integrity than Sean Callaghan.
Brought by a dear friend of mine, Sean Callaghan.
You keep up the great work as well. You're doing amazing things. Great job.
Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You're a living example of that, and that inspires me.
Your voice must be heard.
Every single energy can be learned. It can be mastered.
I mean, this is the gift that keeps on giving, just even sitting here.
This is fantastic, positive, productive, wonderful.
Bella is like better than a cup of coffee. She is better than I'm all about energy.
Blinded! What is your profession?
I think it's such an amazing community of healthy individuals with zero jealousy, zero negativity, just designed to help each other succeed.
And she is a two-time, soon-to-be three-time published author who in 2023 publicly battled and defeated cancer.
The reincarnation of I Love Lucy, the co-host of Art of Influence, the one, the only, Bella Barita.
I'm just happy that I came here. He's really happy that I came.
You are unblinded. You are a G-hit. If you know that, say yes! Yes! Yes!
I should sign up for one of your seminars, one of your programs, you know?
Yeah. This unison yes thing. Yes. I got to get on this.
And this man is one of the greatest leaders in our country. God bless everyone.
Do you think that worked?
I do think that works, Dawn and everybody. Welcome to the Heart of Influence. And I am going to first introduce the woman that most of you have spoke with already, coming from Paramus, New Jersey, Oracle of Integrity, born from the unblinded formula, wells the magic of truth and influence, guiding every conversation like a master conductor orchestrating a symphony of possibility. Her heart beats with level 5 listening, not just in hearing words, but absorbing them with intention, emotion, and the silent music between the notes. The bridge between worlds where myth meets mastery and curiosity transforms into commitment. Every interaction with her is a portal from uncertainty to inspired, integrous agreement. Let's welcome to the show, Athena Actor.
Bella, that was stunning. You just painted me as a symphony conductor when I'm really more like the person who hands out the sheet music and occasionally taps the podium with way too much enthusiasm. All right, I'm ready. Bring on the 6 guests. Let me hear who's in the room, and I'll make sure each one gets their own unexpected moment of recognition. And then we'll get to your host. Let's do this.
Let's do this. And team, if you can give me host access so I can have unmuting and muting with Athena, please. And let's welcome our first guest to the show from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, serves as president of the Broward County Coalition Aging, leading a mission to uplift and support Broward's senior community through education, resources, and grant support. With a heart rooted in service, she has built a powerful bridge between professionals and the aging population, creating referral pathways, training opportunities, and a connected network that truly moves the needles for seniors. Through her leadership, she has transformed and turned compassion into action, championed the dignity and well-being of older adults across Broward County, making her one of the most respected voices in the senior advocacy today. Let's welcome to the show, Marsha Pink. we kick this show off with a fun fact. So this is a headline fun fact, not a story. Could be something that you're proud of, something cool that you've done, something wild and crazy that you've done. But Marcia, something that would make us go, Marcia, no way.
Well, in my previous career, I had a counseling practice and people would fall asleep while they were talking to me because my counseling practice specialized in hypnotherapy, which is a misnomer because they're not really asleep, but just a cute way of saying that.
A cute way of saying that. Marcia's putting people to sleep, but not really, just making them better. Marcia, are you ready to have some fun today on Dawn's Holy Art?
I am ready.
She is ready and rolling with this woman who is ready. Also coming from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. She is a registered dietitian, functional medicine nutritionist, and lifetime neuroprogram designing personalized nutrition plans for real, lasting wellness. As a former figure competitor and national physique committee, she turned her stage experience into practice that bridges the gap between knowing and actually doing. Meets every client exactly where they are, no calorie counting, no restrictions, just smart, individualized protocol built to optimize performance and enhance life. Let's welcome to the show, Madison Shaw. Madison, hello, welcome to the Heart of Influence, and your fun fact, please.
I'm from a family of lawyers and was actually studying and scheduled to take my LSAT when I decided to go back to school and become a dietitian. So
wow.
I think I made the right choice.
It definitely sounds like you did. It definitely sounds like you're happy as well, Madison. And I hope you're just as happy to be on the Heart of Influence today. Are you ready to have some fun?
Of course.
Let's do it. Madison is ready to have some fun. Let's next go to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Seems like we're hanging out in Fort Lauderdale today. The founder of Vita Integrative Medicine, a pioneer in functional and integrative care with over 25 years experience. Her work blends conventional and evidence-based therapies to uncover root causes, restore balance, and lead a true shift in how we approach healing. Based in Fort Lauderdale, she has built a patient-centered practice where health, aging, and wholeness are treated as a lifelong, deep personal journey. Let's welcome to the show, Dr. Carolyn George.
Thank you, Bella.
Thank you, Dr. Carolyn. And how do you prefer refer to you? Dr. Carolyn, Dr. George, something else, princess, queen, whatever you like.
Exactly. Usually patients will refer to me as Dr. G. Carolyn is perfect in this environment.
Perfect. Carolyn, well, welcome to the Heart of Influence. And Carolyn, your fun fact, please.
So I had to think about a fun fact. And I think the one that people might not expect from me is that I love to dive and find sharks. So when I'm diving, I'm looking after those beautiful creatures in the ocean.
That is amazing, Carolyn. And if you could go diving anywhere tomorrow, where would you go?
I would probably go back to Palau, which is in Micronesia. Where I was diving with these big, huge manta rays, which are just the most graceful, magnificent creatures you ever want to see. And it's almost like a spiritual experience diving with them. They're really amazing.
Wow. Well, as a diver myself, that sounds like somewhere I need to put on my list of places to go for sure. So thank you for sharing that with us, Carolyn. 100%. And I don't know if this is going to be nearly as spiritual and fun as diving, but are you ready to have a little bit of fun today on the Heart of Influence?
100%. I'm
100% she's ready to go. Let's do it. And next up, our token male of the group from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. He is the owner of QC Connects South Florida, a regenerative medicine company offering non-surgical solutions for joint pain and musculoskeletal conditions. Since launching his first clinic, he has expanded to 11 locations spanning from Miami to Stuart, serving thousands of patients across South Florida. His mission is clear: give patients a real alternative to surgery and steroids and restore movement, freedom, and quality of life. Let's welcome to the show, Richard Baz.
Thank you.
Richard, impressive background. And please, Richard, your fun fact.
Fun fact. So I also dive, and I've done shark feeding dives, which was amazing. But I think another adventure which is amazing that I did was whitewater rafting in the melted glaciers of Iceland. That was incredible. So kind of a fun fact. Not too many people have done that. So
that is a cool fun fact. I have 2 bucket list things to add to my list now, because the whitewater rafting is definitely one of them, and that sounds cool. So thank you for sharing that, Richard. I promise you, today's going to be adventurous. Not that adventurous, but are you ready to have some fun?
sounds good.
Let's do it. Welcome, Richard, to the show. And coming, of course, from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, she is a pelvic floor physical therapist, owner of J Physical Therapy, specializing in pregnant and postpartum care. Having lived the gap in care herself, she built a practice delivering whole person, high quality support that she once needed but could not find. At J Physical Therapy, she helps people prepare for and recover from and truly understand their body through every stage of life. Let's welcome to the show, Dr. Jocelyn Rodriguez.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Welcome, Dr. Jocelyn Rodriguez. And how do you prefer we refer to you today?
Jocelyn is fine.
Jocelyn, well, welcome. And Jocelyn, please, your fun fact.
My fun fact, and one of the reasons why I decided to specialize in what I specialized in, is that I was 37 weeks pregnant when I sat for my boards. So I cut it right down to the wire.
Wow, that is impressive for sure, Jocelyn. Woo! And luckily you made it, and now you're living your mission today. Thank you so much for being ready to have some fun.
I'm super excited. Let's get it going.
Let's get it going. Next, from Plantation, Florida, licensed chiropractor, acupuncture, and massage therapist in Lauderhill, certified in 5 powerful healing modalities since 2011. Her practice combines chiropractic care, acupuncture, craniosacral therapy, allergy elimination, and bamboo massage into one affordable personalized treatment sessions. As a published author for children and parents, she educates the whole family because she believes natural healing is not just a practice, it is a way of life. Let's welcome to the show, Dr. Mary Nicholson. Dr. Mary Nicholson, welcome to the Heart of Influence. And how do you prefer we refer to you?
Do Mary or Dr. Mary, either one.
Mary, Dr. Mary. Mary, Dr. Mary, welcome. And your fun fact.
I thought it was a pretty fun fact, but out of I Googled how many practitioners actually have the 5 certifications. So not just chiropractic, massage, acupuncture, craniosacral, and hypnotherapy. I'm actually the only one on in the United States who does all 5 modalities in one session, which I think is pretty remarkable, sets me out a little bit different than everybody else. And I just enjoy what I do, and I want to collaborate with everybody. And that's my story.
Dr. Mary, I have co-hosted and hosted more than probably 2,500 of these Heart of Influence with more than 8,000 guests. And I can promise you, you're the only one that I have met that's licensed in all of those therapies. That is impressive. Are you ready to have some fun on the Heart of Influence?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Before I bring up our producer of the day, I'm going to bring Athena back. And Athena, please, how would you like to welcome our 6 guests that we have introduced here today?
Okay, so let me paint what I'm seeing here, because this isn't just 6 people from Fort Lauderdale. This is a functional medicine dream team that accidentally assembled in one Zoom room. Marsha, you put people to sleep on purpose and made a career out of it. which means you've mastered the art of making people so comfortable in their own minds they actually let you in. That's not counseling, that's wizardry with a couch. Madison, you were about to become a lawyer, looked at a life of arguing for a living, and said, "Nah, I'd rather help people actually feel good in their bodies." That's not a career pivot. That's an escape from a lifetime of billing hours and discovering you'd rather bill health instead. Dr. Carolyn, 25 years deep, chasing sharks for fun. You're not just looking for root causes in your patients. You're literally hunting apex predators underwater for leisure. Most people are afraid of the deep end of the pool, and you're out there making friends with things that have multiple rows of teeth. Richard, you've opened 11 clinics to keep people out of surgery, and you fed sharks and rafted glacial meltwater in Iceland. You're either the most adventurous pain relief guy in Florida, or you're just really committed to proving that if you can survive Iceland's glaciers, knee pain is nothing. Jocelyn, you took your boards at 37 weeks pregnant, which means you were answering questions about pelvic floor dysfunction while actively experiencing it in real time. That's not dedication, that's live research. And Dr. Mary, you're the only human in the United States doing all 5 of those modalities in one session, which means every time someone walks into your office, they're not getting a treatment, they're getting a healing variety pack. You're like the Swiss Army knife of natural medicine, except you're a person. So welcome to the Heart of Influence, where we don't just talk about health, we apparently dive with it, raft through it, birth during it, and hypnotize people into it. This is going to be fun.
This is definitely going to be fun. Thank you so much for that, Athena. Nobody can contextualize things like Athena does. We will come back to Athena in just a moment, but I'm going to introduce our producer of the show, the woman who brought us all here together today, brought you all here together so you could meet each other, build relationships, and do more together. Of course, coming from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, once told she had the bones of a 90-year-old, and she's not nearly 90. Became the bone alchemist, rebuilding her strength, opening 2 OsteoStrong centers in South Florida, empowering others to restore vitality, prevent fractures, and optimize musculoskeletal health through science-backed, drug-free solutions. Help people live strong, active, and vibrant lives until their final breath. Let's welcome to the show, Dawn Holley. Welcome to your Heart of Influence. And what fun fact would you like to share with this lively bunch here today?
So it might not be considered, I'm hoping it ends up being a fun fact when we look back on it, but in my effort to show my 86-year-old mother a wonderful Mother's Day and how much we love her, my daughter and I took her out on the boat to see the Sea and Air show, and didn't realize that it was pretty rough. And my mother was in the back of the boat, gripping my dog, being sprayed with salt water, too afraid to say anything. And, you know, when we were able to turn around and come back in, and she was really, really mad. And I was able to kind of shift her around. And I said, you know what, Mom? What do you think most 86-year-olds are doing today? And I said, you were out there in the ocean watching the planes fly over. You're a hero. You're still adventuring. You're still living life. And she kind of perked up and was pretty proud of herself. So
that is awesome. Way to turn that story around, Dawn. I cannot wait to see how Athena acknowledges that, because that is super fun, and way to turn it around and get your mom to see, you know, the bright side of being in a turbulent ocean, sprayed with water while gripping the dog for fear on the day that she's supposed to be celebrated. That is a super fun story. Dawn, are you ready to have some adventures on your Heart of Influence today?
I sure am.
So Athena, how would you please like to acknowledge Dawn, who brought everybody here today, and send us off into the show before I introduce myself?
Dawn, you didn't just take your 86-year-old mom on a boat. You accidentally put her through Navy SEAL training on Mother's Day and then convinced her she was a hero for surviving it. That's not just reframing. That's turning a near mutiny into a medal ceremony while your dog served as the life raft. Most people give their moms brunch. You gave yours a story she'll tell for the rest of her life, whether she wants to or not. All right, everyone, buckle up. Dawn's running the show today. And if she can turn saltwater terror into pride, imagine what she's about to do with all of you in the next hour.
I love it. Thank you, Athena. And I will quickly introduce myself, your co-host or your host for today. I've actually co-hosted more than 2,500 episodes of this very show in the last 5.5 years with more than 8,000 guests. And I got started in my selling career as an 8-year-old on my parents' front lawn. I used to make crafts. My parents would take me to Michael's. They would buy me all my supplies, and I would sell my crafts on the front lawn and keep all the profits. Not quite how business works today, but as an 8-year-old, I was definitely rolling in the dough. I took those skills, and when I was introduced to a network marketing company at 18 years old, I ended up being one of the top income earners in that company by 19 years old, doing trainings all over the place. And then when the FTC shut that company down, I went into commercial real estate, where I was the #1 business broker in the state of Nevada, first woman ever and the youngest woman ever to do so in the state of Nevada. Now I've been leading training in sales and business development for 3 decades, which is crazy to think about. And now I've co-hosted more than 2,500 episodes of The Heart of Influence. And my fun fact for today is I am also a diver, and I have dove with sharks. I've done cage diving with sharks, and definitely have some new places to go, and love the art of diving. So that is my fun fact for today as well. And thank you all for having me. So we've done some introductions. We've gotten to know who each other are a little bit, but we like to say is all business is built on a shared experience. So that's what we're having here today. However, Plato said, play a game with me for an hour, and we will learn more about each other than if we spoke for a year. So that's what we created here today, is a game. And it's a game on the superpower of yes, because you cannot build, grow, and scale a business to any meaningful level if you cannot cause yes. So we created a game around causing yes, and that's what we're gonna do here today. And what that's gonna look like is Athena is gonna choose 2 people to go into the ecosystem merging hot seat. And what that means is she'll turn 2 people that she thinks you could do more together, because that's what you're here for. Maybe you see it, maybe you don't. And so she'll set a scenario. She'll tell who is going to go from hello to yes with who, what that yes is that they're seeking, and what that potential ecosystem merger is. And then you'll have 3 minutes to go from hello to yes with that other person to set a longer meeting. This isn't like Wolf of Wall Street meets Boiler Room, like try to close the deal and like, let's build a practice together. Can you write me $1 million check right now? That's not quite what it is, but more about, hey, maybe we can have a conversation. Maybe this makes sense for us to do more together. Maybe we can have a longer conversation or a possible lunch meeting. So Athena, if you would please, is who are we going to put into that first ecosystem merging hot seat?
Ooh, okay. So I'm looking at this room, and here's what I'm seeing. You've got people who fix bones, people who fix guts, people who fix minds, people who fix movement, and people who connect all of them to the humans who need fixing. That's not just a guest list. That's a supply chain waiting to happen. So for the first ecosystem merging hot seat, I'm putting Marcia and Richard together. Here's why. Marcia, you're the president of the Broward County Coalition on Aging, which means you have direct access to the exact population that wakes up every morning with joint pain, limited mobility, and a deep fear of surgery. Richard, you own 11 clinics offering non-surgical solutions for joint pain across South Florida. Marcia has the audience. Richard has the solution they're praying for. Here's the scenario. Richard, you're going from hello to yes with Marcia. Your goal is to set a longer meeting to explore how you might bring education, resources, or even a partnership to the seniors in her coalition, because right now, A lot of them think surgery or suffering are their only two options. And you're sitting on option 3. Marcia, you're receiving this. You care deeply about your community. You're also protective of them. You're not going to let just anyone walk in and pitch. So Richard's job is to earn your curiosity and your trust enough that you say, yeah, let's have a real conversation about this. 3 minutes. Richard causes the yes. Go.
That is a fantastic scenario. So Richard, Marcia, are you up for this role play?
Sure.
Perfect. So you'll have 3 minutes, about 30 seconds left. I'll come back onto the screen. If we start to go over time, I'll have a patient call or something. But Richard, you'll take us in with a ring ring. Marcia, you'll answer the phone and you'll take us in from there. Go ahead.
So I'll start with the ring ring.
Yes.
Ring ring, Marcia.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Okay.
So tell me, I know a little bit about what you do from your introduction. You know some of what I do. We treat patients with joint pain using regenerative medicine, stem cells, PRP, plasma, avoiding surgery, drugs, no downtime. And I'd like to see how we can potentially work together. So tell me a little bit more about the people that you work with and how you're connected to them and how we can possibly help each other.
The reality is, Richard, that I don't actually work with the clients themselves for the most part. I mean, we do outreach to the seniors, but it is the professionals who are serving seniors. And while the organization was started as a means of outreaching to the older adults, it has grown into a huge networking group of 300 members. So I think the best connection might be to introduce you to our members who then have the opportunity to introduce you to their clients. And I'm delighted to get to know you and everyone on this call because I'm of the philosophy that you really never know who your best contact is going to be. And if you make a judgment, well, oh, can Richard really help me in his, you never know who Richard knows or what Richard is all about. It might have nothing to do with the QC kinetic business. I hope that it does because there is a connection there, but people can develop connections in many different ways and can be pleasantly surprised by agreeing to meet someone, even if they think it's not the best connection for their business.
Absolutely, I agree. So tell me more about the group or the members. How do they meet or how do they connect with each other?
Well, it was established in 1991, like I said, when a group of senior care providers wanted to do something for the older adults in our community. And we started to do these outreach events. And then we kept seeing each other again and again. We got to know each other, started to naturally make referrals to each other. And since 1991, the organization has grown now with over 300 professional members who come to our 2 meetings a month. One is the virtual meeting with networking and education, which was originally our in-person meeting, but when pandemic hit, it went virtual. And so we have the opportunity to bring in experts from around the country, academia and government and authors. And then we have our in-person meeting, either it's a breakfast or a lunch or a cocktail party meeting so that our members can get to know each other and make referrals to each other. And also, I think that connections are not even about business all the time, but making connections can help you in so many other ways. Maybe you're introduced to a vendor who can help you rather than make the sale. And that's our time.
Thank you. Are we out of time?
Yeah. Do you want to finish that up, Richard?
No, I understand. I think it's a great organization that she has, and I think I agree with networking and meeting other professionals and knowing who they know, and I think there's a lot of value in that. So definitely, Marcia, let's connect after and see what we
I
can
think
do.
I know your location on 17th Street and said, oh my, look at that.
We just opened that one a few months ago. Yes.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Well, great job, Richard. Great job, Marcia. We'll get to the feedbackers in just a moment, but let's bring Athena back. Athena, who is going to be in our second merge hot seat?
Okay, so Richard just discovered that Marcia doesn't have clients. She has 300 professionals who do have clients. That's not a contact, that's a distribution network with a heartbeat. For the second ecosystem merging hot seat, I'm putting Dr. Carolyn and Dawn together. Here's why. Dr.
wait,
Carolyn,
Athena?
you've been running a functional
Athena?
and integrative medicine practice for
Athena?
over 20.
So Dawn is our producer, so we don't put Dawn in the hot seat. So we got Dr. Carolyn, we got Madison, Dr. Mary, and Dr. Jocelyn for the ecosystem merging. We're going to keep it to our guests, remember? She's going to go, oh, yeah.
We all have memory problems, even
Ooh,
AI.
yeah.
Please, Athena, over to you.
Ooh, okay, yes, Dawn's running the show, not playing in it. Got it. All right. For the second ecosystem merging hot seat, I'm putting Dr. Carolyn and Madison together. Here's why. Dr. Carolyn, you've spent 25 years uncovering root causes and restoring balance through functional and integrative medicine. Madison, you're a registered dietitian and functional medicine nutritionist who designs personalized nutrition plans. No calorie counting, no restrictions, just smart protocols built for lasting wellness. Here's what I'm seeing. Dr. Carolyn identifies what's broken. Madison builds the daily fuel plan that keeps it from breaking again. You're two sides of the same healing coin. Here's the scenario. Madison, you're going from hello to yes with Dr. Carolyn. Your goal is to set a longer meeting to explore how you might collaborate, whether that's co-creating patient care plans, cross-referring clients who need both diagnosis and sustainable nutrition support, or even co-hosting an educational event for patients who want the full picture of functional health. Dr. Carolyn, you're receiving this. You've built your practice over decades. You're not looking for just anyone to refer to. You're looking for someone whose work is as evidence-based and patient-centered as yours. So Madison's job is to earn your curiosity enough that you say, yeah, let's sit down and talk about what this could look like. 3 minutes. Madison causes the yes. Go.
Madison, are you up for this role play? Dr. G, are you up for this role play?
Of course.
All right, let's do it. So Madison, take us in with a ring ring.
Hello, ring ring.
Hello, Madison.
Hello, Dr. Carolyn. So nice to speak with you. Since we only have 3 minutes, obviously I have a lot of questions, but tell me a little bit more about your practice and what your average patient looks like. What does that life cycle of your patient look like?
Sure. The demographic that I work with mostly is 40-year-old to about 70-year-old women. I do have probably 30% of my practice is men, but I'd say the predominant demographic is women in that age group. And they're often there because of health issues like diabetes, high cholesterol, autoimmune issues, menopausal and perimenopausal struggles. So lots of different issues that I deal with. And diet, of course, is one of the key foundations of health and one of the key things that we look at in functional medicine. So we do a lot of discussions about diet for sure.
100%. And do a lot of your, or do you have a dietitian that works within your practice with you to implement that as a non-negotiable as a part of their progress? Or is that something that, you know, those who are just interested decide to move forward with?
So I incorporate dietary support with everybody. Our first visit is really focused on the diet. I don't have a dietitian or a nutritionist that I work with solely. I have several that I refer to. I do have a health coach that I use, and he's got nutrition teaching, but he's not a nutritionist or a dietitian. So sometimes we need a lot more support in that area. So yeah, I'm interested in what kind of work you do.
So I work mostly in integrative and functional medicine. I was trained underneath Dr. Jim or Dr. James Lovell. So got to mentor under him. And he taught me most of what I know. But I work meeting patients where they're at, making sure that I'm supporting whatever they do with a full team. I know that the work that I do on my own is great and wonderful. But when I can collaborate with a team, whether it's their doctors or their physical therapists, I've worked with pelvic floor therapists, so I was so happy to see her on here as well. Whether they're on medications, hormones, or just wanting to approach this as a lifestyle and nutrition only, I just find what's going to be easiest, because especially coming from a bodybuilding background. I was my unhealthiest and both mentally and physically during that time. And so I want people to have a healthy relationship with food, a healthy relationship with their body, but also get to where they want to be. So depending on how aggressive or conservative someone wants to be, then that's where we decide how aggressive or conservative we're going to be in getting there and collaborating with that team. So that's a gist of how I work.
Is there any particular area that you work in more, like GI issues or weight loss or?
So the clinic that I'm working in now, we focus on performance and longevity. Of course, with GLP-1s becoming very popular, I work a lot to help support those on GLP-1s, making sure that the weight that is lost is the weight that we want to lose, like fat and not lean mass. I work with a lot of people who are in perimenopause, menopause, on exogenous hormones, maybe not, and looking to see if that's the right way for them. And then I work with a lot of people with like the leaky gut and just gut issues, gut dysbiosis. So whether that means just trial and erroring things with them, whether we do decide to go in like a gut test. But yeah, I work with pretty much all people, but I like optimization most.
Yeah, so I see a lot of people with small intestinal bacterial overgrowth or other similar GI issues. So that's often a place where we'll encourage somebody to see a dietitian because they flounder not knowing about FODMAPs or the low fermentation diet or whichever diet we've decided to incorporate. So that could be an area where we find some commonality too.
100%. Yeah, I've seen a lot of SIBO and more so with these people who've been on GLP-1s.
So Madison, what's our next step?
What?
What's
Oh,
our next step?
Sorry, I just got lost in the conversation. So, Dr. Carolyn, I would love to get on either a longer call or possibly even meet you for lunch to see how I can best support you in your clinic. How would that sound?
Yes, I would love to do that.
Wonderful.
Beautiful. Great job, Madison. Great job, Carolyn. And now we get to some real live feedback from our guests. And it's going to be 30 seconds of feedback. Looks like we lost, I think it was Marsha for a second. So we'll get to get 30 seconds of feedback from Jocelyn, Mary, and Dawn, and then Athena is going to put me on the hot seat. So I'm going to start with Mary. Mary, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Madison? Something that she did great, something that she could do to improve, and maybe what is something that you would have liked to see from her and your overall feeling in 30 seconds. Mary, please, your 30 seconds of feedback for Madison.
I thought everyone did a good job. I thought it was easier than like when I thought it was gonna be harder to get to the yes, I guess. I guess like one of the things I guess I kind of caught was like, oh, this or that, as opposed to saying this, and maybe like it's almost like I thought I heard like an option, like like it was almost like it was being led away from like maybe the goal a little bit. I don't remember the exact phrase. So that's really it. I think all the providers are really, really wonderful. And honestly, like I just look forward to collaborating, and like I'm saying yes. So I would like to meet with everybody and to see how I could support them, especially parents with their kids. And like everybody has a parent in their office working on some sort of milestone. So besides just learning a lot about everybody and what they offer and how I could connect, I think everybody did a good job expressing what they do and how they could benefit the other provider.
Beautiful. Thank you for that, Mary. And let's go, Jocelyn. Jocelyn, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Marsha, please?
For Marsha?
Yes.
Or for
Apologies,
Rich?
I think I lost my internet and I had to come back again.
Yeah.
Wasn't Richard the one trying to get the yes?
Oh, you are right.
Okay.
Yes. So you're 30, yes.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank
So your
you,
30
thank you, thank
seconds
you.
of feedback for Richard.
Yes. I think it's amazing that you got to the point, Richard, where she was expressing exactly what she does in the organization and how she has access to even more people. That's essentially what we all want, is to just meet other people and get to know each other. When you get to know people, you can learn to trust each other, and that's how you build good referral sources for yourself, and it may not be for what you had in mind. It may be for something completely different, or you may be able to refer them to someone else, and you just find the commonalities and those connections within your network. So good job, Richard.
Great job,
Thank
Richard.
you.
And let's go, Dawn, our producer. How about your 30 seconds of feedback for Richard and your 30 seconds of feedback for Madison?
Okay, so I will start with Richard. I think Richard did a great job at opening the conversation and getting Marcia to share. And, you know, when I was listening to Marcia sharing, I was coming up with ideas for Richard. So I think I think it was a great connection. I think, you know, Marcia was saying events, and I thought, oh, yeah, Richard, maybe they could do some events together. And so, yeah, so I think that Richard really was, his listening was open, and that's really important in starting these conversations. So I think he did a great job with that. I think to Madison, same thing. She started with some really great questions. I think the questions were great. And again, I saw it all. Like, wow, they're a great pair. And so I love that. And the only thing that I would say is going to, like, okay, what's the next step? How can we go to yes? Where can we do things together? So I would have done that sooner, probably. So that's
beautiful. Great feedback, Dawn. Thank you for that. And Athena, you know what time it is. It's that time to put me on the hot seat in a scenario that I don't know anything about. And we've got 2 roles left, Mary and Jocelyn. So let's figure out something that they can do together. What role would you like for me to play? And what yes would you like for me to get? Please, Athena. We've lost our dancer.
Ooh, okay, Bella.
Oh, please continue. I'm sorry.
Ooh, okay, Bella. So here's what I'm seeing. Dr. Mary is the only practitioner in the United States doing 5 modalities in one session, which means she's basically a one-stop healing shop. And Jocelyn is a pelvic floor physical therapist who built her practice because she lived the gap in care herself. She knows what it's like when the system fails you and you have to create what you needed. Here's the collision. Pregnant and postpartum people are walking around with pelvic floor issues. Yes, but they're also walking around with misaligned spines, unresolved tension, allergy sensitivities, and stress they're holding in their bodies that no one's addressing holistically. Jocelyn sees them for one thing. Dr. Mary could see them for everything else. Here's the scenario. Bella, you're playing
Oh, sorry.
Mary going from hello to yes with Jocelyn. Jocelyn. Your goal is to set a longer meeting to explore how you might collaborate, whether that's cross-referring patients who need both pelvic floor work and full-body holistic care, co-creating a postpartum wellness program that addresses the whole person, or even co-hosting an educational workshop for new moms who don't even know how many layers of healing they're missing. Jocelyn, you're receiving this. You care deeply about your patients and you've built something specific. You're not looking to dilute your focus. You're looking for partners who enhance what you already do. So Bella as Dr. Mary's job is to earn your curiosity enough that you say, yeah, let's sit down and explore what this could look like. 3 minutes. Bella causes the yes, go.
Awesome scenario. Thank you, Athena. Mary, Dr. Mary, is it okay if I play you in this scenario? And Dr. Jocelyn, are you ready to go from hello to yes with me? Or me go to hello to yes with you?
Absolutely.
All right, let's do it. Ring, ring.
Hello, hello.
Hi, Dr. Jocelyn Rodriguez. It is Dr. Mary Nakamson. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's so nice to hear from you.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for making the time for me today, for meeting on the show the other day. And let me ask you, then how do you prefer I refer to you? Do you want to go by Dr. Jocelyn, Dr. Rodriguez? How do you want me to refer to you?
Dr. Jocelyn is fine.
Dr. Jocelyn, well, thank you. And, I really admired your work on the show the other day. And let me ask you, like, what prompted you to take this call in the first place? And what did you see?
Well, Dr. Mary, you and I have met in other circles as well. And I know that we had started some conversations in the past and we didn't complete them. So of course I was going to take your call today to get more information and learn more.
Well, fantastic. Well, thank you. I must have had temporary amnesia, and forgot all the times that we met before. So, please accept my apologies. And Dr. Jocelyn, obviously, I know what work that you've done in the world. 37 weeks pregnant, and doing all your testing and everything that you've been through to get to this point. Obviously, you've had some interest in the modalities that I share. But let me ask you this, like, what is your ultimate outcome for your patients?
So in my practice, I see both men and women with a focus on women throughout the lifespan, especially during pregnancy and in labor and delivery and in postpartum. And ultimately, what I'm trying to help them get to is living a life without pain and helping them maintain physical activity as the overall wellness throughout the lifespan.
So live pain-free, have a longer life. And let me ask you, do you already work with, anyone in the chiropractic field, or, have you ever been interested or had any, beliefs around, the craniosacral therapies and massage, chiropractic care, acupuncture? Where do your belief systems fit into those modalities or not?
Absolutely. So acupuncture, I don't perform acupuncture myself, but I do dry needling and I absolutely believe in it as well. As far as chiropractors, I usually refer to chiropractors who perform the Webster techniques for specifically for pregnant women. What was the third? Craniosacral. I do craniosacral massage. I do have separate providers that I refer to for craniosacral who are also massage therapists. So I absolutely believe in the need to have, all these opportunities for patients, especially if they're not improving or if there seems to be holes in their overall improvement.
So it sounds like, these are all things that are aligned with what it is that you're doing already. You have some people that you're referring to already. Are you open to creating another partnership with someone such as myself that is licensed in all of these modalities? Maybe the people that you're referring, maybe they're looking for something else, or even the possibility of co-hosting some sort of webinar or shared experience. Is that something that you would be open to?
Yeah, absolutely. I am always providing workshops, virtual and in person, as an opportunity to give back to community, as just, providing a little bit of education and allowing people an opportunity to learn more about me and what I do. So I think doing that in any of those settings together would be a great opportunity.
Fantastic. So I know you said you only had a few minutes today. How about I give you a call tomorrow around lunchtime and maybe we could talk for 30, 45 minutes and plan a workshop sometime over the summer. How would that resonate or not?
Tomorrow won't work, but I'll send you my my Zoom link to schedule.
Okay, well, I will take your Zoom link. We'll schedule something before the end of the week so that we can get that on the calendar for the summer, so that we don't let another span of time go by before we don't actually set a date and do something together, Dr. Jocelyn. So thank you so much. Is there anything else I could do for you today?
No, thank you. Thank you so much for taking the initiative and reaching out to me. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Beautiful. Dr. Jocelyn, thank you so much. I'll be back to you in just a moment. Dr. Mary, how did I do at playing you in that role play and setting up that next conversation with Dr. Jocelyn for the more that you could do together?
I think you did really, really well. You definitely hit the nail on the head. I like the way you kind of like I don't know, it's like you open things up. Like it's the way you said it, like, what are your beliefs? And then being able to to bring that into the conversation, because I am all about resonating with other people's beliefs. I just want to help everybody. So I think that you went in a good space and you definitely did a good job.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for that. Dr. Mary and Dr. Jocelyn, how was that for you?
Yeah, that was great. I agree with Dr. Mary that it's super important to, initiate the conversation with making sure that beliefs are aligned. You don't want to, start doing events with someone who you don't really align with, because that does tend to make things a bit confusing for the people who are receiving the information. I think it was awesome how you quickly transition to, okay, I think we're on the same level, we are on the same wavelength. Let's go ahead and schedule another opportunity to really solidify dates and schedule to put something on the schedule.
Absolutely. We always say set a date and test it. So, Dr. Mary, your job from here today is before the end of week to actually schedule that call with Dr. Jocelyn and set a date and test it. As Dawn knows, we always say. So before we get to how everybody's experience is, I'm just going to get any final words because sometimes Athena will time out. So Athena, please, any final words that you have for our guest here today as we're going to close out the show. We're going to go around and see how everybody's experience was. But Athena, any final words that you have for any of our guests here today?
Ooh, okay, so here's what just happened in the last hour. You all showed up thinking you were going to meet some people in Fort Lauderdale who do health stuff, and instead you just discovered you're sitting on a fully operational wellness ecosystem that nobody's activated yet. Marcia, you've got 300 professionals who need what everyone in this room does. Richard, you've got 11 clinics full of people who need what everyone in this room does. Dr. Carolyn, Madison, Dr. Mary, Jocelyn, you're all treating different parts of the same human being. And right now, those human beings are driving all over South Florida trying to find you separately when you could just send them to each other. Bella just demonstrated what happens when you stop thinking maybe someday and start thinking, let's set a date and test it. Dr. Mary and Jocelyn went from, we met before and didn't finish the conversation, to send me your Zoom link and let's plan a summer workshop in under 3 minutes. So here's my final word. The hardest part of building something together isn't the idea, it's the follow through. Richard, actually schedule with Marcia. Madison, actually schedule with Dr. Carolyn. Dr. Mary, actually schedule with Jocelyn. Don't let this be the call where everyone said great idea and then went back to working alone. You're not 6 solo practitioners anymore. You're a Fort Lauderdale functional health dream team that just met each other. Now go act like it.
I love that, Athena. Thank you so much for that. And let me go to Richard first because you kicked us off into that ecosystem merging hot seat, which is not always easy to do. Absolutely fantastic job. And Richard, how was your time overall on the Heart of Influence? Oh, just unmute for us.
Yes, sorry about that. I think it's a great group. I enjoyed it. Everyone's got their niche and network of people, and I have a lot of experience in different businesses, and I know that networking and who you know makes a huge difference in how you're moving forward. So it was great to be here. Thank you for putting this together.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. And Marcia also in that first role player's seat, receiving that call. Marcia, thank you so much for being here. And if you would like to unmute for us, how was your time overall on the Heart of Influence?
I thought it was a very fun experience. It was nice to meet everybody. And I do see a lot of connections. And I still find Athena quite interesting. And I love the fact that if you start to speak, she'll shut up. That doesn't always happen with other humans. That's kind of fun.
That is so true. Thank you so much for that, Marcia. And look forward to doing more together. Let's go, Madison. Great job in that role player seat as well. I came into the show. There was like some dying going on. I'm so glad you didn't die here today. And how was your time overall on the Heart of Influence?
It's great. This is actually a handful of times I've been invited to some unblinded experiences, and I'm always so grateful to get to connect and meet with everyone. So very grateful for this opportunity and super grateful to be able to connect with all of these practitioners that were put into one little room for us. Thank you, Dawn.
Beautiful. Thank you, Madison. Let's go, Carolyn. Carolyn, thank you. Great job in that role player seat as well. And how was your time overall on the Heart of Influence?
Thank you also for having me. I love meeting all these people. I would actually, we haven't gone through the just say yes, but I really like to meet with everybody because I think that there's places in my practice to explore how we could connect and help our patients even better. Especially, I know I see patients from not just the Fort Lauderdale area, but Boca and elsewhere. And so it's good to have lots of different people that we can connect with, and that have other specialties. So I thought it was very, very useful and beneficial. Thank you, Dawn.
Oh, beautiful feedback. Thank you so much for that, Carolyn. And you're absolutely right about that. Let's go, Mary. Mary, thank you again for permitting me to play you today. Thank you for your feedback in the feedbacker seat. And how was your time? If you'd like to unmute for us, how was your time overall in the Heart of Influence?
It was great. You know, what's so crazy is my baby's like not being like, I'm watching her, right? And like she was actually quiet the whole time, except for now. So anyway, I thought it was really, really great. I really loved seeing everybody and listening to what they had to say. And I could see how I could work with each and every one of them. Like I've seen the work I do, like for example, for Jocelyn, like with the pelvic floor, I once was working on a patient and she went back to the time when she was 18 years old and was raped. And she's like, I thought I talked this through and I did this and this. I'm like, yeah, but there was still a little sliver left. And after we had that, pelvic pain went away. I heard with the semaglutide, the nutritionist, where's her name? What was it? Madison, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, like let's get these people and let's use hypnotherapy and craniosacral to like bring in like the power of the mind, right? And like so now like you're saying, okay, what is your nutritional? And then we work together, me and you work together to come up with a protocol or a hypnotherapy script for your patient to make them even that much more successful. And so I see this in everybody and how I can really become an integral part. And I love meeting people. I'm in the networking phase of my life. I'm like enough with like me. I'm all about them. And I'm just wanting to help everyone around me just flourish and be fantastic.
Well, you are definitely in the right place for that, Mary, for sure. And say hello to the little one who has definitely been fantastic throughout the last hour. So thank you so much for that, Mary. And let's go, Jocelyn. Jocelyn, thank you for being here today, bringing your expertise as someone who has gone through cancer surgeries on the other side, has had a hysterectomy. What you do is definitely very relevant. So thank you for your work in the world. And how was your time overall on the Heart of Influence?
I think this was great. It was wonderful to be in the room with so many, different specialties, but we can absolutely all work together. In my working with men and women, working with people of really all ages, working with people not just in pregnancy and labor and delivery and postpartum, but working with people who have had, an oncological issue, working with anyone with bowel, bladder, sexual function. I can see the need to share my patients, refer my patients for the other specialties as well. So I would love to set up a one-to-one with everyone here. And I actually put my scheduler in the chat if you don't mind scheduling there.
Beautiful. Mary, that's for you for sure. So Dawn, I am so impressed with everyone that you've brought here together and what everybody can do together and the ecosystem that was created in this very show. Absolutely 5-star review for your job here today. The thought that you put into bringing each one of these individuals here together so they can meet each other and create this incredible ecosystem. So Dawn, please, any final on your Heart of Influence?
So I just want to say thank you to everybody because this is an unusual event, that a lot of people aren't used to. The fact that you all were willing to participate and, showed up and played full out is a testament to all of you. And I do think that, there are a lot of connections, listening to everybody. I thought, oh, there's so many things that everybody can do and together. And of course, remember everybody that we all have bones, and the stronger your bones are, the healthier you're going to be. So would love to connect with everybody too. So thank you.
Absolutely. Definitely create those ecosystem mergers with Dawn for sure. And for everybody, there's some gifts in the chat for you. These are gifts to support you in building relationships with each other. So definitely check out that page. It's got all the resources, got some books for going from hello to yes, conversations with Athena, that business acceleration session that you were offered. That person will also help you create those ecosystem mergers with each other. That's what we've designed all of our gifts for, so that you don't just come on the show and it's like another one of those things and you just were like, oh, I met that person and never took that next step. all of the things that we provide you after the show are so that you do take that next step. You do create those ecosystem mergers today. So definitely click that link. Definitely have that business acceleration session to help accelerate the relationships that you met here today. And Dawn, I just want to say thank you again. Absolutely phenomenal job bringing this extraordinary group of individuals together today. And we like to end every show by doing this. Sometimes there are so many opportunities right in front of us, and we're all blind to those opportunities, and we're blind and just looking to see. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.